The top story that's been boiling over for the and we're focusing on one company right now, Mahindra Lifespaces, predominantly a Mumbai-based developer. The Q4 results came up. Operating income at 62%, 163 versus 100 crores, and PAT was up 29% at 30 crores versus 23 crores. We are talking right now to Anita Arjundas, Managing Director of Mahindra Lifespaces. Thanks so much for joining us. The first question is on realizations, which have dropped 1,000 rupees a square foot year on year. Ma'am, if you could just explain to us why.
Well, actually, it's if you look at the EBITDA levels, there hasn't been that much of a drop at the quarter level as there has been at the PAT level. And again, if you look at the annualized returns, EBITDA is a 45% growth as against 49% on turnover. The difference between 45 and 49 has essentially been because of the effective tax rate of the company going up from 27 to 31%. Specifically for the quarter, there have been some expenses which have been written off, and there's also been a bit of a change in product mix in terms of recognition kicking in for projects in South and North as against projects in West that had kicked in last year. So that's primarily a product mix issue where there have been changes at the EBITDA level in terms of margins falling.
Right, Ms. Arjundas, in the last 1 year or more, you have been more focused on execution and less on new launches. How would this financial year be like?
Yeah, the large focus for the year has been execution. I mean, if you look at last year, we had about close to 600 crores of sales. And again, this year, FY11, we had about 700 crores of sales. So cumulatively, that's 1,300 crores of sales in terms of order book that was executed over, that was billed over 2 years. And the focus for FY11 has been on execution, which is why we've seen that kind of jump in terms of revenues. We will again be looking at several new launches during this financial year to ensure that sales goes up all over again.
Ma'am, a large part of movement in your stock depends on the outlook for the SEZ business. Let's talk about the Jaipur SEZ in terms of residential, tenant addition, as well as a further ramp up.
In terms of Jaipur SEZ and Chennai World City, the developments have done well during the year. Chennai added about 8 clients during the year and Jaipur added about 6 clients. Exports in Chennai is up 50% to 3,500 crores. Whereas Jaipur has actually now started exporting and has done close to about 150 crores of exports out of the IT SEZ, which is actually 20% of the IT exports happening out of Rajasthan today. We haven't commenced residential development in Jaipur as yet, but in Chennai we do have 2 projects under development. That's Aqualily and Iris Court.
Please give us an update on the MOU you signed with the government of Gujarat for integrating business for an integrated business city at Dholera. What's the quantum of investment and the timeline that you're looking at?
So as far as Dholera is concerned, the government of Gujarat is looking at it as a holistic development which would be well over 50,000 to 60,000 acres. So we would be one component of that development. And the government would be acquiring all of the land required for the project and also developing all of the infrastructure and then allotting the land parcels to us. So what we're looking at is possibly an area of around 2,500 to 3,000 acres. But the timeline really would be a function of when the government of Gujarat completes the acquisition and initiates infrastructure development and then hands over the land parcels to the companies that have signed MOUs with them. It'll be a little too early right now to predict a timeline.
Right, Mrs. Arjundas, thank you so much for joining us and breaking down those numbers for us. That stock, of course, finished flat today. But moving on, thanks a lot for watching. Stay tuned to the channel.
All the updates continue on NDTV Profit. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Car and Bike Show.